My fellow South Africans, our nation is in mourning and pain. Over the past few days, our country has been deeply traumatized by acts of extreme violence perpetrated by men against women and children in our country. These acts of violence have made us doubt the very foundation of our democratic society, our commitment to human rights and our human dignity, to equality, to peace, and to justice. As we have done before in times of great difficulty and strife, this is the time to come together as a nation to confront our problems directly. The nation is mourning the deaths of several women and girls who were murdered by men. We know the names of Uyinene Mkhechana, Leandre Jechels, Janika Mallo, Ayaka Gianni, and her 3 little siblings. But we also grieve for the many others who have died at the hands of men. These killings have caused great pain and outrage throughout the country because acts of such brutality have become all too common in our communities. Violence against women has become more than a national crisis. It is a crime against our common humanity. Like millions of men across this country, I am appalled at the war that is being waged on our sisters, our mothers, our wives, our partners, and our daughters. Women have every right to expect that they be free from harassment and violence on the streets, in the schools and campuses, in the buses, taxis, trains, at places of work and worship, and in their homes in our country. We've heard the calls of the women of our country for action and for justice. Working together, government and civil society formations have already made much progress towards establishing and resourcing a national machinery to coordinate our campaign against gender-based violence. We are reviewing laws on domestic violence and sexual offenses to prioritize the needs and interests of survivors. We've also established 92 dedicated sexual offenses courts since 2013, with a further 11 to be opened this financial year, to improve conviction rates and provide comprehensive and appropriate support services to ensure survivors of sexual offenses are not subject to further trauma. I wish to enumerate some of the additional measures we will be taking. We are going to overhaul and modernize the National Register of Gender-Based Violence Offenders, provided for in the Sexual Offences Act, to ensure that it is effective in combating gender-based violence. The National Register of Offenders will list all the men who are convicted of acts of violence against women and children. I will ask Parliament to consider amending the legislation to make the register public. I will propose to Cabinet that all crimes against women and children should attract harsher minimum sentences. We agree with the women of our country that the state should oppose bail and parole applications for perpetrators of rape and murder against women and children. A life sentence must mean a man who perpetrates violence against women and rape and murder, that they are in prison for life. All gender-based violence cases that have been closed or that have not been properly investigated must now be reviewed.